Hi, I have an appointment tomorrow, and I got a text yesterday asking me to follow some link to fill out forms. Is there any way you could either email me that link, or if I came in, could you help me fill them out? I'm blind, and if you could email me those, that's easier than my phone. At least that way, if I need help filling them out from virtual assistants, I can actually do that with the computer. Okay, great. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, that one was easy. The other one isn't necessarily going to be hard, so why am I putting off doing it? You know, it's not necessarily urgent, but for my own mental health, my own not having things that are extra in my life that I don't need, I'm going to do it. Just because I don't need this stuff. I'm not interested in this stuff. And texting stop to opt out doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going to have to make a phone call and find out what it's going to take to stop getting these. Or I could take them anyway just for the fun of it. I am writing a story that involves a child, so maybe I shouldn't turn my nose up at these and go ahead and receive them, but do I really want to? Well, the first time I get a direct message about a kid, again, I have to call them and say, you don't understand. This is not a number that can reach whoever you're trying to reach anymore. But, you know, the kiddo in my story isn't in school yet. I guess I want some clarification. I was just working on these forms with a virtual assistant. How do you not... I've been a patient in you guys' practice for like 17 years. How do you not have some of this information on file? Okay, okay. Yeah, it makes sense that doing it beforehand might have made it easier, but I'm not answering a bunch of questions you guys should already have. So we'll just do it in the office. I'm not wasting my paid virtual assistant minutes on that. Well, I tried to put those, I still haven't called the school. I tried to fill out those forms, but I just got too disgusted. They were asking questions that I knew they already had. I don't know if I'm going to include it in this vlog, but I actually called them back and hung up on the voicemail, and then she called back and said, how can I help you? I'm like, you can tell me why I've been a patient of yours for 17 years, not 17 months, 17 years, and you guys still don't have this information on file. She's like, you know, we do, actually. It's the system that thinks we don't. I'm like, okay, can we go through this tomorrow? I'm not going to waste my paid assistance minutes answering questions you guys already know the answers to. So, yeah. I just said that if I'm going to do a daily vlog, I'm going to do a daily vlog, but that's like 5 minutes, if not less, of time. So I'm going to include this and then go on to tomorrow if I decide to vlog tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. There's a work meeting, there's a self-development meeting. I could probably take myself and my caregiver on one, if not more than one, vacation with the amount of money I put into self-development. I realized that today. I realized it, I think, last night, and I was like, okay, really? I mean, I don't think it's wasted money, but I kind of wonder how much money I'm going to keep putting into that versus where I really want to put money. Anyway, I don't know. That's something I'll have to think about. The bottom line is, work meeting, self-development meeting, dentist appointment. That's going to be a busy day. I don't know how much vlogging I'll be doing, but if I do any, you're about to hear it. Through the magic of editing, actually the magic of me not vlogging for 2 days, it's Friday already. Last time I vlogged, it was Tuesday, and I went to the dentist, did the paperwork in the office. The receptionist had time to ask me the questions and I gave her the answers. and really it was just confirming a lot of the things that she already had, and then I actually forgot to tell her about my change of address, so I had to call that in the next day. But that was a lot easier and more practical than it would have been for me to waste a whole bunch of IRA minutes, which, if you're new to me and my channel and you have no idea what IRA minutes are, IRA is a company who has an app that connects blind people to IRA's sighted employees. And the sighted employees either use the camera on the person's phone or an app like Remote Incident Manager, which is not what it sounds like. Incident Manager? That's the name of the program, but what it does is it allows you to give someone permission to not tap into your computer, but enter your computer, with you telling them what you want or need. I think it was originally set up so that blind, say, tech support agents could work on a customer's computer in a way that was actually usable to people who have to use special programs that read the screen out loud, which are called screen readers, which blind people use, and which a lot of programs of that sort are not very usable with. The screen reader and the let me get into your computer and help you out program don't play nice, unless it's Remote Incident Manager. So the point is, Remote Incident Manager or TeamViewer are examples of programs that IRA can use to, at your request, work on your computer and click on that stupid link that you try to click on and try to click on and try to click on. But because of the way the website is set up, it is not meant for you to click on it, because the only way that the website is intended for a person to click on it is with their all-hallowed mouse. See, a blind person can't use a mouse, and that's where IRA comes in. And in my case, not every website is not accessible. I just find it easier to ask IRA to help me than do it myself. And if I have the IRA minutes for it, that's why I buy so many IRA minutes. Because I love IRA, I trust IRA, and I want my life to be easy, so I ask IRA for help. In some cases, probably where I don't necessarily need to ask IRA for help, and in some cases where I definitely do, because the designers of that website did not have blind people in mind when they created the website. But the one unfortunate thing about IRA is it's not free. It can be free if you go to certain places. There are airports, not all airports in the world, but there are some airports that you can go to and get help for free. Fortunately, my local airport is one of them. But I'm not going to waste IRA minutes answering questions that they already have the answers to. That was the decision that I ultimately made, and I'm glad I did, because it took that receptionist 5 minutes to say, just confirm, is this still what's going on? Are you still on these medications? Are you still being treated for these conditions? And she didn't ask, but are you still at this address? If she had asked about that, I would have said, oh no, we need to change that. But she didn't, and I forgot, so I had to call that in yesterday. I just didn't vlog it. But yeah, that's how that went. And now, if there's any business that I have to take care of before next week, I have to take care of it today, because most businesses are closed Saturday and Sunday. The two businesses I'm thinking of in particular are closed Saturday and Sunday. How important is it to call these places? Well, not important enough that I have to do it right this second, and there's something I need to do that I'm not going to vlog, but I need to go do it, and I will be back with you later. By the way, for any other print disabled people out there, in other words, either blind people or dyslexic people or people who, for whatever reason, can't read print, if you're like me and you're getting frustrated because you hear about books and you go to BARD, Braille Audio Reading Service, and you look there and you can't find them, that's a pain in the butt, isn't it? But I guess I just want to encourage you, if it's not on BARD, maybe it's somewhere. I actually, just for the heck of it last night, I was like, you know what? This isn't on BARD, it's not on Audible, it's just not accessible, is it? And then I thought, just for the heck of it, let me try looking it up on YouTube. And not all titles will be under the heading Read Aloud. But this one was. Of course, it helped that there were books that were geared toward children, but, you know, I don't think it matters how old you are. You can read kids' books, and, you know, this idea that society has that, you know, when you get a certain age, you're not supposed to be doing this, that, and the other. You know what? I wonder if you ever really get old enough that this part of you that is still a little kid dies. You may want it to, but I don't know if it ever does. So if that inner child, if that part of your soul that still says, you know, I'm a little kid, I want to eat milk and cookies, or I want to go play with Play-Doh, or I want to read a book that Mommy used to read to me. Okay, it was 49 years ago, but it was a fun memory, and I want it back. Don't slam the door in that little boy or little girl's face. Give him or her some time to play. Give him or her some time to be. Especially if you had a difficult childhood and missed your chance to really have fun as a kid. As an adult, you have the ability to, in your own way, in your own house, on your own time, kind of parent yourself in a way that you wish you would have been parented as a kid if your childhood was difficult. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I kind of swerved off to talk about that when I started this part of the vlog to talk about the fact that it's amazing what you can find on YouTube. And as crazy as it sounds that the book you might be looking for might have been read by a YouTube creator, yeah, that, you know, I forget what book or TV show or where I heard this line for the first time, but yeah, that idea is so crazy, it just might work. So try looking it up on YouTube. If you can't find it on BARD, if you can't find it on Audible, if you can't find it on book reading services that they're not subscribed to or I don't know about, you know, try looking it up on YouTube. I mean, I actually even tried to look it up on TuneIn. TuneIn is a radio app that apparently has so much more. Podcasts, audiobooks, it's just got a lot of stuff. Of course, when I tried looking these things up in the TuneIn, not specifically in the audiobook section, but in TuneIn, period, I got results that I was convinced was not what I was looking for, and then that was all the results that there were. But just when I thought, that's really annoying, these books aren't accessible, I tried looking it up on YouTube, and I'll be darned if they weren't right there. I don't know if the whole books were read, but it was enough to satisfy me. And if those books ever get onto BARD, then hey, I'll be happy to download the whole book. This is why I am an unpublished author. I have a lot of books, a lot of stories, either in me or in my Braille sense, my specialized computer, that one day I might publish some of it. That's actually, dare I say it, it might even be one of my dreams to finalize some of these and publish them as a series. When I publish them, this is something that I think is important. I'm not going to say my books will not go to print, literally. Maybe they will go to print. They probably will. I know a lot of people like to read print. But either at the same time as they go to print or before they go to print, I'm going to insist that they go to audio. I want them on Bard, or I want them on Audible, or I want them... I don't read as well as other people read, and I think my books would be better read by someone else, but I want them read by someone. I want them read somewhere. I want them available in audio somehow. Maybe even in Braille on Bard, or in Braille and on audio on Bard. The point is, I can't read print, and I get tired of hearing about books and then having to go on a wild goose chase to find them. I don't want that happening with my literature. When it's ready to be published, if and when it ever is ready to be published, I won't have people who can't read print going, damn it. An accessible copy of Anne Verdine's work is nowhere to be found. Over my dead body. It will be accessible for people who can't read print, or I won't be publishing with that company. If a company says, we put things out in print and that's all we do, then I'll be looking for a different publisher. I don't know if there's any publisher that does that, but that's not a publisher that I want to work with, because I won't have it. Not with my stuff. Okay, let me get off this soapbox, out of this rabbit hole, and move on with my day.
Passcode field. Secure text enter passcode. For notification. Home.
Greetings, you've reached our office hours are. Please go ahead and leave a message and we'll give you a call back. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, I got a new cell phone over the summer, and I think before I had this phone number, it belonged to a parent in your district. If I give you my phone number, can you document that this is no longer a good number for whoever you're trying to reach and take me out of your text message program? My number is 50... No, it's not. It's... It's so new, even I forget what it is for a second. But... yeah, if you could, I mean, you can call me back if you want, but if you could, more importantly, again, know that this is not a good phone number for the parent you're trying to reach, and discontinue the texts. Thanks. Doesn't anyone have receptionists anymore? I mean, obviously doctors' offices do, but... do schools not have secretaries anymore? Well, I've been wanting to do that for a week, and I finally did it, so. I have a transcription job this weekend. I'm not fully confident that I'm transcribing the proper thing. It's what came in, it's what I collected, but I thought we were releasing a different podcast this week. Or next week, I guess. I emailed my team and have not yet heard back, so I'm going to go ahead and transcribe this. You know, it's going to need to be transcribed anyway. The only thing is, even if I'm right, you know, if I'm right, the president or vice president of our little group will email me and the whole team back, because I did a reply all, and at least I thought I did a reply all, didn't I? And one of them will say, yeah, we are releasing this episode. What's the status of that? Put that on hold as soon as we get this other one done, and I want this other one next week. And if that happens, we get that sorted out. We release the one that I think we're going to release, and then we get on with this one that I have right now. So all I'm doing right now is saving myself a little bit of work when we really release it. Or they could get back to me and say, well, if this is the one that is ready, we'll release this one, but that other one's in the pipeline. And if that happens, then I'll just operate as normal. But this is the beauty of getting it yesterday and being able to, again, work when I want, how I want, where I want, just as long as it gets done by the deadline. I'm sitting here transcribing little bit by little bit, and even though that's not the conventional way of working, it's getting done, and it's getting done right. And that's how I like to work. And the best way to know that I can always work like that is to work for myself. But the idea of creating a business is overwhelming. I don't know what the answer is there, but... And I don't know if you ever watch, because you want to hear Ann V's self-development vlogs. But everyone vlogs about what's going on in their life at the time and where they're at. And this is kind of where I'm at. Doing what I have to do until I figure out what I want to do and how to make that my everyday life. But even what I have to do is something that has a lot to be grateful for, so I can't very well turn my nose up at it. Okay, I just found out, just in time for my caregiver to come, and caregiver, personal assistant, whatever the hell you want to call her. Just in time for her to come and me not get very much more done, that I was wrong. I actually have the right episode, and I need to finish it by the end of the weekend. That's okay, the weekend hasn't even started yet. I could have had it done by now, but you know what? I've still got plenty of time to do it. I'm gonna not do anything about it now with her coming, but what'll probably happen is I'll buckle down tomorrow and just finish it. It's Saturday afternoon, and it's gonna be all I can do to finish this transcription job. I don't know what's the matter with me right now. I'm not overtly sick, but I just am really having a hard time getting into the productivity that needs to be getting this done. I mean, I've been working on it all day, and I'm going to continue working on it until it gets done. But that's all I'm doing today, and there's not going to be much more to vlog about. The only reason I'm vlogging at all right now is because I didn't close it out yesterday. So thank you for listening, watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.